Now, I know what everyone is thinking. This is Forza Horizon 5, and we probably know what this game is all about. You know about the awesome open world, the crazy amount of content, the crazy cars, and of course, the fun online aspect of this game. And while most people will chalk this up as yet another Forza game, I have to say, they'd be dead wrong. Because Forza Horizon 5, made by Playground Games, is honestly the greatest racing game I've ever played. They turned Horizon into one of the most engrossing games I've ever played in a very long time. Since I got the game for review by Microsoft and Xbox, I simply couldn't put it down. Yet worst of all, I couldn't talk about it or gush over Twitter about it. There's not many games that you play where you just want to tell somebody about it and how awesome it is. Forza is that game. And it's because Playground Games truly outdid themselves by creating such a beautiful world and an even better gameplay loop. So in this review, I will try to give you an overview of everything I have to say about this game because it's truly something you can't miss. First, I'll talk about the graphics on both the Series X and the PC. I played this continuously on both, switching between the two, so I'll show you both versions and tell you how beautiful they look. Not to mention, I'm just going to be swapping them out, so you're probably not going to even tell the difference. From there, I'll go into the sound of the game and how it completely makes the game experience that much better. After that, we have to go into the controls because this is a video game after all, and every single game needs great controls if you really want it to stand out. Then of course, I'll dive into the campaign and the content provided, which I have to say is a lot. And lastly, but certainly not least, I'll talk about the fun factor. Did I have a blast playing this game? Or was this just a game I was trying to finish for this review? I'll get into all of these factors to give you the best idea of what this game is about. So let's get into this review and talk about one of the best games for not only Xbox, but for the entire year. Let's get into it. Alright everybody, thanks for that, and before we get into the review, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated, and if you want to be notified on future reviews and content, hit that small little bell icon. It helps out the channel a lot, and maybe hit that join button. It really helps out the channel, and the support is again appreciated. Alright, so let's get right into the graphics of this game. What else can I say? Look at the screen. This is honestly the best looking game I've ever seen. We saw this game during the E3 reveal where they panned across the map and went straight into the gameplay. It was a shocking moment for so many people, and even with knowing that, this game will stun you continuously. I'm not joking. I put over 25 to 30 hours into this game, and I would constantly stop and just look around. In the middle of races, I would stop and have my mind blown. On the Xbox Series X console, I would play in performance mode the entire time. I went to quality mode, which is the 30 frames, and instantly regretted it. So I played this entirely at 60 FPS on the Series X the entire time. And the performance was awesome, and the game ran extremely smooth. The game truly feels like it's pushing the console for the first time. There hasn't been a lot of games this generation where I go, wow, they're pushing the hardware a little hard here. Forza Horizon 5 is one of those games. The mountains, the volcano, the water, and of course the entire setting in Mexico makes this game stand out above all others. But I also played this on my 3090 PC, and again, the game was insanely well done. I was able to get native 4K ray tracing at 70 plus frames per second. The game is well optimized on both the Series X and the PC. Whenever a studio takes the time to optimize their games and get the best possible performance and visuals from their engine, I have to give them a lot of respect for that, especially when we live in a day and age where some developers decide to patch their games later. So I have to give credit where credit's due, and that's the Playground Games, because I felt instantly immersed once I went on my Series X, and then when I transferred to my PC, I was switching between the two almost at about 50%. I played 50% of the game on my PC and 50% of the game on the Xbox Series X, and I have to say, the connection, the performance, the graphics, everything just ran flawlessly. But now, let's dive into the sound of the game. What can I say? You know Forza Horizon and even Forza Motorsports has some of the best sound quality in the world. From you driving on dirt roads with off-road cars, from street races that have urban cities flying by you, to the open fields where you're just trying to get an amazing stunt sequence going. The game has that type of sound you can't complain about. I truly mean that. There was multiple times where it was raining. I was in an intense race and the car, rain, road, and other cars and lightning striking really brought the game together. The immersion is on another level to me. I couldn't complain at all about it. Oh, and let's not forget about the soundtrack, because a lot of racing games are defined by their soundtrack. You love driving around and listening to music. You have to make sure you're listening to some awesome songs as you drive. Let's just say the radio stays true to the Latin heritage with some authentic music from that culture in Mexico. But there's also music that everyone could enjoy. They had the Beastie Boys come on track when I was driving around the world doing all these kinds of tasks. I instantly turned it up and laughed because I love that rap group. So when you throw in everything else, you can easily see Playground Games continue to push the boundaries of this game's graphics and also the immersion of the sound, because that's what they do, and that's what racing games are about. They're about the sound, the driving, the cars, everything. It just sounds great. Yet the one thing I think they truly push beyond anything we've ever seen has to be the gameplay. For some reason, I just found this game to be far more satisfying than any other Forza Horizon I played. Maybe it's the map location of Mexico that made me fall in love with this game. But overall, the menus were better, the UI really made everything easy to navigate, the tight controls made every single car seem unique, the tuning of the cars made me feel unique in the way I played certain vehicles. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Horizon 3 and 4. I've said multiple times, I'm not the biggest racing fan, but those two games were the best racing games I've ever played. It's because I loved how they felt and when I played them and how massive they were. So when I jumped into Forza Horizon 5, I felt that the game was going to be more of the same, which isn't a bad thing. But I was pleasantly surprised that the game felt completely different to what I experienced in those two games. I loved the way the cars felt, the amount of content on the map, not to mention how everything just flowed together very well. I felt challenged in races, I wanted to explore the map even more, and I loved doing a lot of the campaign missions, not to mention the open world activities. All of this is tied together because the gameplay loop and the feel of the cars is on another level, and I honestly mean that. I can't go back and play the older versions of this game because Forza Horizon 5 feels so good to play. Winning races feels better, exploring feels better, the cars feel better. All around, the game just feels better in your hands. I think the extra year of development Playground Games got really helped them push some of the boundaries in areas they might not have had time to do before. So if we get a massive leap in gameplay from 3-year development, keep doing that, Xbox. Give these developers more time to make these games into something special like they did with Horizon 5. Because if I can get this type of leap in the gameplay, I want that every single time, and I can't wait to see what they can do when they concentrate on just the Series X and next-gen hardware, because right now, this gameplay feels really good. But now let's jump into the campaign and all the content in this game. First of all, there's a lot more story-esque things in this thing. Now, it's not character-driven and you won't remember most of these characters. They're mostly there for you to do activities and unlock cool set pieces. In fact, I would say there really isn't a campaign. It's mostly you just unlocking different types of races. There's stunts, off-road, street races, and other cool things, and there's people that kind of progress that story and tell you about it. I did all of them and had a pretty good time doing them. But the campaign wasn't the main attraction for this game. What really makes this game stand out is the same thing that made the other Forza Horizon games stand out: the map and the amount of content you have on that map. I mean, just look at this map and look at all the things you have to do. There's literally an insane amount of content in this game. You could spend hours of your life just tuning certain cars. You can concentrate on the campaign missions alone and get 12 to 15 hours out of that alone. That doesn't even include the races in the open world or the activities in the open world. So as you can see, this game is built to last people a very, very long time. Like I said before, I put about 25 to 30 hours into this game, and I still have so much more to do. So just like every other Forza Horizon game ever made, there's a lot of content here, so don't worry about that. Oh, and I didn't even jump into the multiplayer aspect of this game because I was reviewing the game alone. So I didn't do the world events because there wasn't enough people to do those. And I didn't get to do the eliminator events or any of those. So I haven't really tapped into an aspect of the game that will open up once this game releases. And I'm going to jump into those. Right when the game releases onto Game Pass, I'm going to do those events because you know what? I have a lot of fun doing them. So yeah, you can easily get 40 to 50 hours from this game, easily. And if you really want to push the boundaries, get the highest rankings and things like that, you can get way more than that, if not unlimited time, because you know what? That's what this game is. It's a games as a service. They give you a bunch of content, you do it, and they keep adding things and events into the game because it's online. And I did run into some people online that were reviewing the game. You could see them driving around the open world, and we did group up sometimes and race together sometimes. But again, I want to check out the eliminator and all the open world events that require a lot of people to be there. Yet all of this time in a game means nothing if you aren't having fun. So let's jump into the fun factor. As you can hear in my voice and as you can hear in the way I'm talking about this game, I had a blast playing Forza Horizon 5. And as someone that truly doesn't care for racing games much, I still say Horizon is the best racing franchise ever created. Since Horizon 3, Playground Games has truly dominated the racing space of games. No other game in the industry stands even close to this one, at least in my opinion. I know Forza Motorsports is the best simulator, and that's all great. I don't care for simulators. I love the arcade feeling games, and Horizon kind of fits in a unique category. Of course, it feels like a great arcade racing game, but it also has a car tuning for the hardcore people that want to take this serious. To me, that's what makes the game stand out above everyone else. You can just have fun, drive around, do some awesome races that look beautiful, or you can aim to get the highest scores in every race and tune your cars to be the best. This game appeals to so many people, it's a little insane. And for me, it scratches that very minor racing itch I have. Being fun and easy to jump into gives me exactly what I want from a game like this. Just a fun time where I can jump in, do some awesome races, look at a beautiful world, and not to mention enjoy the gameplay loop, and then maybe, just maybe, get lost into the world for a few hours and do a bunch of other stunts and jumps and all these cool things with speed traps and all that. Because you know what? This game is a lot of fun. So what do I give the game as a whole when it comes to score? Well, if I had to put a number on this, it would be pretty high. I don't like giving a number, but for this one, I just have to. I would say it's a 9.2 for me. This is coming from someone that doesn't play a lot of racing games and doesn't really look forward to racing games often. Yet with Forza Horizon, I love jumping into the game, I love playing it, and I love aiming for the best scores in races and activities across the whole map. I think Xbox has another amazing exclusive game coming to Game Pass yet again. It's amazing to think we get such a high quality game in Game Pass day and date. Yet the best thing about this is that I switched between my PC and my Series X console multiple times, and the experience was flawless between the two machines. Everything just worked exactly how Xbox wanted things to work. So kudos to them for making a great game, giving their developers more time to make it, because that extra year of development truly pushed this franchise to an even greater height that I didn't think was possible. Let's hope that continues, and I already can't wait to see what type of DLC they have in store for us, because I'll be there day one playing those DLCs, because Forza Horizon is the best racing game I've ever played. But let me know what you think about the game. Have you played it yet? Do you like racing games more than me? Is Forza Horizon one of Xbox's best franchises? Do you think the extra year helped Playground Games push the boundaries? Is Forza the best racing franchise in the world? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So let me know what you're playing. Are you going to be jumping into Forza Horizon when it drops on Game Pass? Let me know what you think of the game, and also let me know what you're playing. Are you on your PS5, your Xbox Series X, or your PC? Let me know down below, because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.